Okay, to start the next scene where the rocket leaves planet Earth, you have to add another scene. And that's right here. There's a plus sign, and you can add a scene there. Leaving Earth. I'm going to name it. 10 seconds is fine right now. We can change that later. So you want to start with drawing your Earth and then grouping it. So what you can do is just get a circle. If it's not a circle, just click on this down arrow and hold, and you can choose a circle. And to hold down the shift key while you make the Earth, you can get something like that. You can take a paintbrush now and draw some Earth on it. I'm not going to draw a very complicated one, but this is my Earth. What I can now do is group it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. There's only 4 or 5 layers here. But again, you select all the layers and then right click on this and choose Convert to Movie Clip and call this Earth. This is as good a time as any to turn the background to black. You notice in scene 1 it was sky and grass. Now everything's going to be taking place in space. So if you click on this little cogwheel here, you can come to background and choose black as a background. There's mine. Now you notice that my Earth does have a little snow problem there. I'm not going to worry about that for this assignment. And you want to start with Earth over here to the left like that. Now you need to bring in your rocket ship, and I'm probably doing this the wrong way, but here's how I do it. I go back to scene 1, and I definitely want this rocket. So I can right-click on it and say, hey, I want to copy this. Then you come back over here to your second scene, lock the Earth layer so he can't be hurt, and add another layer. And now on the canvas, right-click, and say paste. You'll get a rocket. Now the problem with this is it has the keyframes from it taking off. All right, so we want to get rid of those. You can just click on the keyframe that you want to get rid of, right click, and that's holding down the Alt key on a Chromebook, and say remove keyframe. And I can remove this one as well. Now I have a rocket that I can manipulate, and it's on a separate layer from the Earth. Whoops, I made the mistake of messing with my rocket when my timeline was way out here. You definitely want to move your timeline back to 0. Now I'm going to have the rocket leave Earth and go to the right. If I do that, you'll notice that my rocket's kind of upside down. If I rotate it, my rocket's upside down. Well, what you can do is flip it horizontally. And again, you right-click on the object to get a contextual menu. And under the transform menu, there's something called flip horizontally, and that'll flip it this way. Now I can rotate my rocket ship to be more of an angle like this. There. And I'm going to place it on top of the Earth. Now I am going to make this rocket pretty small at the first keyframe. So I'm going to shrink it down pretty far and maybe move it onto this one piece of land here. Now the rocket's going to get big and fly off this way. The Earth is going to fade off into the distance and get small. Let's do the rocket first. We'll say that we have maybe a 3-second event here, so I'll put a keyframe at 3. And I'll take my rocket at this keyframe and move it way over here. And I also want to make it a lot bigger. So I can do something like this. You notice it's kind of hard to see everything. You can zoom out by coming to the zoom box right here and say, hey, I want to see it at 50%. Now I can make the rocket get off this stage, and I can make it even bigger. And then the effect that you get when you pull on your timeline is that it starts out small and then gets big and flies off the stage. For the Earth, let me unlock it here if it'll let me. There we go. And put a keyframe for it as well. I'm having issues with my network here, so bear with me. Add a keyframe. And for the Earth, it's actually going to get smaller. Hello, I'm going to do that. Hold down the shift key while you do this and it'll stay proportionate. And I'm going to have it also just fade way out of the screen as well, something like that. And we can mess with this. And so the effect should be something like this. Let's see. Yeah. Now this is a 10-second scene by default. You might want to change that to about 4 seconds, something like that. So if I play the movie as it is now in these two scenes, let's see what I can get here. Cool. So in scene 2, we can add those same easing effects as we did in the other scene. Although I'm seeing right now my network is not too fast here, and I can't even move to scene 2, so that's a problem. There we are. So I can come in here and put in similar easements. But I really do think that our network here at Frontier this afternoon is not behaving. So there we go. It's taken a while. And I would do something along the lines of either circle or expo or cubic. You can mess with the effect and see what you think. But do the same one to both. So let's see what we get here. If I click on the teacher or the file name, I can see it in this view too. All right, well, that's scene 2.